Good morning and welcome to day 21 of the Corona Yoga Challenge. Sadly, the numbers keep going up, people keep getting ill, and we're still living our strange lives slightly separate but maybe emotionally closer. Please check my website for details on how to keep yourself safe and other videos that you might like. Please invite friends if you'd like. Do leave me a comment. It's really nice to know that you're out there. Real people. And I think that's my most important things for this morning. If you want to bring yourself into all fours now. So a nice comfortable all fours position. So you're going to start by just sliding your weight forwards and back. So I've got a little bit of space between my knees, a little bit of space between my hands. I'm just doing a nice easy kind of wakening up movement at the moment. As my hips are drawn back towards my heels, there's a feeling of slight drawing back into the lower back, and the tummy slightly hugs back towards the spine. So you're going to keep going with that nice smooth movement, and it might be much smaller for you, it might be a little bit bigger. Just try and go with the flow of your breathing so that that's the most important thing, that lovely synchronizing of the breath and the movement. And then if you feel that you'd like to, as you come forwards, you can slide your weight a little bit forwards into your hands. So you take a little bit of weight into the hands and then scoop back with the hips, back with the pelvic floor. Slide yourself back. And then one more time. So the shoulders come forwards and then we draw up and in with the pelvic floor. The tummy draws back towards the waist and back behind you. And then back and into all fours. So from here you're going to come right up onto the tips of your fingers and you're going to take either a little step or a big step forwards and you're going to let your hands rest onto your knee. So it might be that you need padding under this knee. It might be that this doesn't work for you and you're better off just in all fours. So from here you're going to let your weight slide into that front knee and you're trying to keep the line over the knee and the ankle so that we're nice and even there. You're going to press into your front foot to bring yourself back, and we're going to come over to the opposite side. So leg is going to step forward, you're going to walk yourself up onto your knee. You might need to move your knee a little bit further away so you can sink your hips a little, shoulders release down, we get a little feeling of width across the rib cage, across the upper chest. And then hands come onto the floor, pressing into the floor, bringing yourself back to all fours, have a little bit of a move around if you would like to. A little bit of an ease out. And then if you come to your first side again, so you're going to step one leg up, you're going to take your hand onto your leg and consciously you're going to choose if you want to take your foot further away. So what we're going to do, we're going to have the option of sinking the hips down towards the floor and extending back through those back toes and back leg. And then either you're going to have both hands on your knee or you can let your hands come in towards your heart. Shoulders release down, breastbone gently lifts, back of the neck is comfortable and long. You're going to bring your hands onto the floor, press down through your hands to bring yourself back and into all fours. And then to the opposite side. So again, leg is going to step forwards. You're walking your hands up and onto your knee, your shoulders are released down. You're choosing, do you want your foot to move a little bit further away from you so you can sink your hips down towards the ground. Remember that back foot, a little bit of pressure down through the top of the foot is really important for helping to keep you stable. And then hands can come into your heart, shoulders release down. Breathing is steady. You're going to bring your hands onto the floor. Slide your knees back so you come back and into all fours. And if you arch your back and release through the back of the neck. Come to neutral and then one more time, same thing. Lifting up with the tummy, up with the back of the waist. And then bring yourself to nice neutral all fours. And we're going to come up to standing, so you're going to walk your hands back towards your knees, you're going to lift up with your hips, you're going to soften with the back of the knees, elbows are going to be, or hands are going to be on your legs somewhere, crown of the head releases down, back of the neck stays nice and long, So as if the crown is coming in the direction of the floor. And then bend through your knees, lift up through the pelvic floor, up through the tummy, to bring yourself up and to standing. And as you come to standing, just get that feeling of opening out, so you've got a little bit more space to breathe and move. So start in a nice comfortable standing position. And then from here, if you take your feet a little bit wider, make sure that you've got a mat for this. Make sure that your feet are nice and strong and steady. So you can't see my feet right now because I want you to see all of me, but it's really important. It's not the inside edges of the foot making contact, it's the outside edges of the feet making really good contact with the floor. If you take your feet too wide, you won't feel the outside edges of your feet anymore, so bring your feet to where you need them to be so the outside edges of both feet feel really steady on the ground. You're going to let your hands come in towards your heart. Shoulders are going to relax down, and then you're going to lift yourself up and forwards. So soften the knees so that the knees are slightly eased out, so that the back stays nice and comfortable all the time. Bend through your knees much more, press down through the feet to bring yourself back up, lifting your hands up and overhead, and out and down to the sides. And one more time. Hands come in towards your heart. Lift your chest up and forward so you get that lengthening out of the spine. Soften with the knees so that the whole of your back is comfortable. And then bend strongly with your knees. Press down through the feet. Lift up through the pelvic floor, up through the tummy and the hands. Come all the way up and overhead. And then hands come out and beside your sides. You're going to let one shoulder roll out a couple of times. And the other side. So get that lovely waking up feeling. We're going to do both shoulders together, so they're going to come up towards your face and then sink them down and away. So you're just easing out through the back of the body. And then if you step your feet back into just a comfortable standing position, we're going to come down to sitting just now. So if you want to bring yourself so your feet are out in front. So we're going to do a variation on sitting cross legs. So from here, this is a kind of normal cross-legged position. What you're going to do from here is you're going to bring your foot in a little bit towards you so it gets a little bit closer in, and then the knee is going to come slightly wide. This is all dependent on your knees. So it's really important, round each knee, this sort of area is not stretching at all. So you might feel it in your thighs, you might feel it in your hips, your buttocks, not in your back. But if it's around this knee area, absolutely no. So just come right out of it, come to the feet further away from you if necessary. So from here, you're just going to settle the other foot on top. Again, if it feels nice. So it should feel really like, nice and happy. But it might be that your hips don't want you to do this. So go with what your body wants you to do and be really mindful of this whole area. So it's not just a little area of the knee joint that's not stretching, it's all the way around here. And then you're going to take one hand onto your leg. So I'm going to take it onto my knee because it's nice and comfortable, but it's up to you. So from here, spiral yourself round with the rib cage, open out into the open space. And then bring yourself back to the centre. We're going to cross over, so other hand comes onto your knee. Same thing, just spiralling round with the tummy, with the rib cage. So try and just let the head just be a little bit neutral, so it'll just follow. So we're focusing in on the central area of the body. And then bring yourself back to the centre. We're going to swap over, so this side might be a little bit different. So other leg underneath, other leg over the top. So this is often called log pile because our legs are apparently stacked like logs, but our log pile doesn't look anything like this. One hand comes across your leg, other hand onto the floor, gently spiral out and round. So there's always the feeling there's a little bit of lift and length in the spine before you come round. So important. And then bring yourself back to the centre, over to the other side, spiral round as this kind of rib cage can lift up a little, but shoulders stay soft and down. And then bring yourself back and to the centre. And you're just going to choose how you'd like to sit just now. So it could be that you're sitting just like this and you rest here a little bit longer to do your breathing, or it might be that you want to come to a different position. I'm just going to bring this a little bit closer so I've got my quote ready for us at the end. So we're just going to do some really, really easy, comfortable breathing just now. So all you're going to do is you're going to imagine as you breathe in that your body expands, and as you breathe out that the body softens and becomes a little bit smaller. And you're just going to go with that feeling of inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Go at your own pace, but see if you can find that lovely sort of organic movement. I like to think of it a little bit like a jellyfish. The inhale of the jellyfish lifting up, and the exhale of it's pressing and gently sinking down. Beautiful kind of image that can give you that really soft feeling, so that the body, as it breathes, becomes much, much more fluid, more kind of organic. So just doing that a couple of times in your own time. So see if you can take some of that lovely feeling of your breathing out into the world with you, even if your world is just your flat at the moment, as it is for some people. Just thinking about that way of breathing, so because as soon as we engage with that really lovely feeling of breathing, we tend to feel better in ourselves as well. So it's a really, really helpful way of connecting with yourself and to increasing your sense of well-being. So my challenge for you today is to do with the senses, and it's to find a smell that you love. Now, you might just be in your flat, there might not be very many options, but it could be a face cream you love, it could be a yogurt, it could be a piece of cheese. Just find what is your favourite smell at the moment. And I know what mine is. I made this foot butter with beeswax and sesame oil and vanilla and jasmine and lavender, and oh my goodness, I could eat it. It's so lovely. Simple pleasures. And my quote for you today, this is by Leo Buscaglia. Worry never robs tomorrow of its sorrow. It only saps today of its joy. Leo Buscaglia. Worry never robs tomorrow of its sorrow. It only robs today of its joy. I hope you find your joy today. Thank you.